It's a holding call, bro. Like, the same people talking about, I can't believe they don't call when Braun go into the fucking rim, want them to not call a holding call on fucking third down at the end of a Super Bowl. If you hold a receiver coming out of that route, he can't get to the fucking ball. It's a holding call. Officials should officiate shit all the way through the end of the game. I do not understand the argument that, like, you should let the defender do whatever he wants to a receiver because it's late in the football game and it's bad TV. That shit does not make any fucking sense. Ring my boy up either way. Fuck it.
And the shit is, everyone's argument is, oh, you can't call that right there. Not that it shouldn't have been called. It was not that it wasn't a hold. It's just you can't call that right there. Why the fuck you can't? Motherfucker, it's the biggest game of the year. It was an obvious, blatant fucking hold, and he hit him when he hit the break on his route, which is the main time. You know, that is that split second where the quarterback, right? Because Mahomes knew that it was a hold before he even saw the flag. He was pleading for that shit as soon as he saw how much he overthrew him because the time was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people aren't saying it's not a hold. They're just like, you can't call it right there. Yeah, the fuck you can, and you should.
My neighbor is an Eagles fan. I was outside hitting golf balls, watching the game in my backyard, and the man's probably still back there cursing, nigga. I was had to stop and pray for him. I was praying for him, nigga. I mean, he cool. I just don't want him to pass out from anger, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit was crazy. Fuck it. Anyway, though, but
Braun tweeted he didn't think that they should have thrown the flag. And I was like, Braun, this is the exact same shit that happened to you, bro. It's the exact same rationale, bro.
He overthrew him, Hellas. He wasn't catching that at any point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if he doesn't hold him in and out of the dig on that route, it's a wide open touchdown, like the other wide open touchdowns he threw.
I don't think it's wide open. You know what I'm saying? But like, I understand.
That's why he held him.
The safety was over top. The safety was over top. But anyway, like,
the safety was not over top. That was a butt ass naked route. If he comes out of that fucking route,
hey, whatever. Hey, y'all the professional football watchers, nigga. I just watch on the Super Bowl every year, but it looked like the safety was over top. He looked like he had him deep. But anyway, like I understand not calling. I understand the argument, you know what I'm saying, to not call it. But I mean, for me, it's just like I wish it didn't come down to that because the game was so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched the second half. It was such a good second half, bro. I wish it didn't come down to that. But I understand why they called it, for sure, man.
It is like, I acknowledge for television's sake. Obviously, I had a rooting interest in the specific receiver in question. Fucking lifelong friend.
I'm happy for JuJu. I'm happy for you.
The best kid ever, for sure. But the defensive back said it was a holding call. I was hoping they didn't throw it. I grabbed his jersey. That's what he said. Shout out to him. It's a little bit different than the ref. I touched the ball. It is a little bit different because the ref already called it. Because the ref already called it.
Yeah. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It's funnier to reference that. Let's not take the fun out of it, right?
Let's talk about the NFL's decision to hose the field down with mayo or whatever the fuck it was, that these dudes could not stay on their feet the entire game. They were doing press about how good the field was beforehand. They were talking about, we spent $800,000. That's literally the number. $800,000 on this grass. It was worked on by 2 years meticulously by this old man who calls himself the Sod Father. Well, fucking Luca Brasi ran all up in Phoenix and fucked that turf up. But what, like, how do you put a Super Bowl together and they can't stay up on the grass? It was the wildest shit I've ever seen. I'm glad the broadcasters were talking about it, but you could just see, like, guys were putting on longer cleats. People were falling down all over the place. I just don't understand this about the NFL. They had a specific graphic behind the Lombardi Trophy that played different music and did different animation, but we don't want to make sure that the grass is good. I don't understand.
I think that's on the Sod Father, man. I think the Sod Father fucked up, man. You know what I mean? They spent $800,000. You should be able to stand on that grass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They did their part. The Sod Father fumbled, nigga. You know what I mean?
Sod Father. We must bring this Sod Father to justice.
We gotta find him. Put him on camera, nigga. We got some questions. God damn.
But I don't know. You know, I think I think it's probably a legit ass science to this shit, because I don't think they would spend that much money for a motherfucker who's just a landscaper. You probably got to know what certain types of breeds of grass go with Arizona's climate this type of year and all types of shit like that. So I don't know, maybe there's something wrong in the calculations or some shit. Maybe he picked a fucking Kentucky long blue grass stem type shit when he should have gone with Bermuda
or whatever the fuck other grass.
A Bermuda purple or something. Maybe he fucked up right there in his goddamn concoctionary.
You said the Kahuki?
Yeah. Whatever the fuck, nigga.
But yeah, like I said, I think it's a science. I think he fucked up somewhere along the science. I don't think it was just like a lazy job.
No, I think 100%. He's a dude, like, he's been apparently in the world of sports landscaping. He's well known. Like, he worked on the Oakland A's stadium back in the day. Like, he's a well-known dude or whatever, but you just, like, this is a game between two of the best quarterbacks, two of the best offenses that we've seen in quite some time, and you have a field where the guys couldn't change direction. I mean, I don't know. There's a big battle between the players in the NFL over guys are saying they want grass, not turf, for injury reasons. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, part of me in my conspiracy brain is like, is the NFL trying to win this argument publicly? But they wouldn't tank their own fucking Super Bowl, I wouldn't think.
And they wouldn't do it with Mahomes playing, bro. He's the future, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They ain't playing with that. With an ankle injury, ain't no fucking way.
Tyler, he's a young dude. I think he's 26 years old, 27 years old. 2 Super Bowls. Very bright future for Pat Mahomes, but where do you contextualize him in terms of quarterbacks that you've seen in your lifetime?
He's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. I've been saying that for about 3 seasons now. Like I saw enough, like after his first 2 or 3 seasons, like, this is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. Like, I'm not at all saying he's the greatest quarterback. I know that, a resume has to go hand in hand with that, and he's got, a little bit more to do, but goddamn, first 5 years, you got 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs. Best start we've ever seen a quarterback get off to. And like I said, he's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen.
I think they said this is the first time he's ever worn white in the playoffs, because they've been at home for every playoffs, and then the other Super Bowls they wore red. Like, you're this deep into your career, you've only ever been at home in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. That's insane.